Hello everybody. Today we are going to be playing a set against the 9-ball Ghost. We're going to be playing a race to 5. The rules are going to be we get ball in hand after the break, no matter if we make a ball or scratch. If we miss a ball during the wreck, the Ghost gets a point. If we run out all the balls, we get a point. This will be played on a 7-foot diamond, and this is my first ever YouTube video officially posting. So let's see how we do. Anyway, we shoot the 1-ball in hand. We prefer to have the other angle, but this one's fine. We go 2 routes to the center of the table for the 4-ball. Looking at the whole rack, the 5 to the 6 seems to be the challenging part, so we need to make sure we have a nice angle on the 5 to get back down to the 6, which it looks like we did. Maybe a little flat. We're gonna have to punch this one to come 2 routes down to the 6. We get into that ball pretty nicely. As long as we get off this route, we should be good. And this 8-ball does pass the 9-ball to go in the lower right-hand corner. So we should be on the board here 1-0. Also, anybody in the comments section, I know there's a million things I can fix with my elbow, my form, mechanics, a lot of stuff like that. Anyone have any additional constructive criticism, that'd be much appreciated. Any feedback helps. I've been playing pool for about 4 to 5 years now, ever since I moved down here to Florida. I'm a 520 Fargo right now, and my goal is eventually to crack 600. So I know I'm definitely going to have to fix my form, mechanics, and speed to get there. Now let's look at this rack. I promise next time, guys, the angle is going to be a little bit better as to where we can see the table, but I'm just doing this kind of as a test trial to get the video out there for my first one. We make the 1, and I make a big mistake here. I thought the 3 passed the 9 in the lower left, but it actually doesn't, so we're going to try breaking this ball out. We could have probably went into it with a little more pace. The 3-ball does come to this lower left corner, or this upper left corner here, but we have to draw the ball back to get down on this 4-ball. And that's what a 520 does, completely dogs it. Right, 1-1. Moving on to rack number 3. I want to figure out another way to implement playing the Ghost where you're rewarded for a good break and you're not just aimlessly hitting the balls, because that's another thing I'd have to try to do is control the break. That time I did a pretty decent job of it. We just didn't make a ball, and again, that doesn't count against us during this race, but just when I'm playing a real match, I want to be able to control the break and make a ball. This rack is a little bit complicated, but not really. So the 1 to the 2 is pretty simple. The 3 passes the 7, and there's a little bit of traffic from the 3 to the 4. Now this shot, I probably should have used a little bottom and came out for the 4 in the side, but we take it in the corner, which is fine. And I'm just playing too fast here. I'm not taking my time. I could have just did a stop shot, but I tried pounding it over for the bottom right for the 5-ball. And now we're kind of out of line. My first inclination was to shoot this 5 in the bottom right because that 7-ball was impeding the pocket a little bit, but I think the right shot here is to shoot the 5 in the bottom left and try to hold this cue ball. We get lucky. We hit the 7 and it still goes in. We have a nice little angle actually on the 6. And again, I'm just playing a little too fast here. I get lucky with this angle on the 7 where I can come back around. I probably should have left the other angle so I could draw 1 route to the center of the table, but this is completely fine. We're going to come 2 routes back to the center of the table. And again, this should be another easy out to get on the board 2-1 here. All right, jumping into rack number 4 here. Let's pay attention to the break. The cue ball, I'm trying to just get to the center of the table. I don't know if it's better to come 1 route to the center of the table or just try to use no routes. Let's take a look at this rack here. And again, this camera angle is going to be better, guys. The 5-7 looks a little tied up, but I think the 5 still goes in the bottom corner. We're going to take this 1 into the side, float up for the 2 in the side. And actually looking more at this, it looks like everything just goes. Pretty easy run out here. Do a stop shot on the 3. Make sure you get a nice angle on the 4. It looks like from the 5 to the 6 to the 7 might be the tricky part of the rack, but it should still be doable here. Yeah, definitely trying to make sure you have the right angle here. I think I was going to do a stop shot, but I had the angle to go to the rail and come back. And with this shot here, I was going to go back and forth across, but I think it's better to just hold it so you have the natural angle on the 6 to come one rail back down on the 7. And it looks, again, barring any mistakes here, we should be on the board again. I think that's 3-1. All right, breaking from the left side again. Let's see what happens with the cue ball. We didn't make the wing ball the 6, which we were trying to make, or the one in the side. We actually scratch here. That was our worst break of the set so far. Looking at the whole rack here, 1 to the 3. 3 goes in the side. The 4 to the 5 could be a little tricky given the 8. But let's see what happens. All right. Want to make sure you have the right angle here on the 3 ball so you're not running into the 4. It looks like we got a good angle. It looks like we should just float up to get dead straight on the 4 to pinch back a little bit. Oh, we stun it. A little too hard. Now it's a little tricky. I don't know if we can come underneath this 8 ball. Looks like I'm hitting the center ball. All right, we're going to play it to the short side corner on the bottom right. Looks like we could just draw this 5 ball, 1 rail for the 6 on the side. So far, looking like we're making this rack a little harder than it needed to be. And of course, we end up on the rail. I hate this shot. And we banked that ball right in. Jeez. I actually remember this 7 ball. It's a weird angle right here where you don't want to get hooked behind the 9 if you stun it. So I think I'm going to draw into the 9 and try to push it closer to the pocket. I got really fortunate here that 9 ball didn't freeze. And we're still not out of trouble here. This has a weird angle on the 8. I think we just float this in, yep. And we should be able to cut this 9 ball on the side. Making it 4-1 and putting us on the hill against the ghost. Breaking again from the left side. And you guys watching this video, you might be wondering why I'm standing up so high on the shot and I don't get low how you're supposed to with your chin on the cue. I was involved in a couple bad car accidents and my back is just so bad. So it's really hard for me to get down low on the ball, which kind of sucks because it's kind of essential to being a good pool player. So that's why I'm always shooting from above. So we shoot this 1 ball and we almost get hooked here behind the 8. The 2 to the 4 looks like we should just go 2 rails because that 4 ball does pass in the side. We want to make sure we get the right angle though for the 5 ball. And it looks like we just get there. We could pop this out for the 5 down in the lower right. And the 6 ball goes in the side. All right, we have an angle here like the previous shot where we could just kind of pop this out, it looks like. Looks like I'm hitting more of a center ball. Yeah, I don't like that. It just introduces a lot of traffic. Obviously, we get lucky and hit the 8 ball. And again, we're on the rail here. We should be able to come 1, 2, 3 rails back to the center. No, we try holding it and almost scratch here. Now we have a really tough shot on the 8 that didn't need to be tough. It's still makeable, though. Leads to natural position on the 9. We kind of bunt it in and just make it there for the 9. And this should be the match, 5-1. And that is 5-1. And that is my first ever pool YouTube video. If you guys want to see more, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate the feedback and the comments. That helps me out a lot. And we'll see you guys in the next one.